Molly Tuttle live on WNCW. Such a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
How is the highway these days? How's the tour?
Oh, it's been pretty good. We've been on tour for about, 3 weeks? It's a long start to the tour, but it's been super fun. We just finished up a weekend of shows in North Carolina, which was a blast. And last night we played in Knoxville. Now we're heading down to Savannah, and then we're going to do some Florida shows. We'll be hanging out on the beach this weekend, which will be nice. But yeah, the tour just kind of rolls on all the way through mid-December. So it's been fun playing a bunch of the new music out on the road.
Can you introduce us to your trio?
Yes. On the bass, that's Vanessa McGowan. And on the mandolin, Mary Meyer. And when we play our live shows, we have two more members, Ellen Angelico, who plays a whole slew of different instruments, electric guitar and pedal steel and dobro, and Megan Jane plays drums with us, but we thought we'd strip it down today, do some acoustic versions of the new songs.
Excellent. So Long Little Miss Sunshine came out just in this past summer.
Yeah.
And your fifth album, producer Jay Joyce, and you played banjo for the first time on this record.
I did, yeah.
Was that a suggestion from the producer, or how did you come around to playing banjo?
Well, so I've played banjo on records before, but not since I was like a teenager. I used to play banjo growing up in my family band. I grew up playing with my two younger brothers and my dad, but my younger brother, he played guitar already, and I also played guitar, but banjo was kind of my second instrument. So a lot of times since he was already playing guitar, I kind of got put on the banjo, and we made a couple records when we were kids, just like in our home. My dad got some microphones. We recorded ourselves at home, and I would play banjo on those. But then I moved to Nashville, and there were always these great banjo players around, and I always had good banjo players in my band. But on this record, I was like, you know what? It's time. I'm going to finally play banjo on one of my records, which I hadn't done before. So I played it on the last track, Story of My So-Called Life, and it was really fun to kind of get to show that side of what I do as well, because I don't usually play banjo live, or I hadn't in a few years, and now I've been finally busting it out on stage as well again, which has been fun.
Do you play anything else?
Not really. I mean, I've kind of dabbled in other instruments a little bit. I remember I took piano lessons as a kid, but I was a terrible piano student. I can play like a few songs on the mandolin because it's kind of, similar to guitar. It has frets and stuff, but once you get into any like tricky keys, I kind of get lost on the mandolin.
You say that you've been wanting to make this record for a long time. Part of me was scared to do such a big departure, and that went into the album title, So Long Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
How's that been going? What's the reaction?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think some of like the traditional bluegrass fans were a little nervous at first. Like I think it was, especially putting out the first track, That's Gonna Leave a Mark. It's kind of one of the more poppy ones on the album. So people are like, wait, what is this new direction? But, we're definitely still going out on the road and playing a lot of bluegrass in the shows. So I think people coming out to the shows, they're like, oh, this is actually like a cool kind of balance, because there's so much, new different stuff. But then we also have the elements of the acoustic music and the bluegrass as well. So to me, it kind of creates this dynamic show that we're able to put on, where we kind of take you on this musical journey. And it's been really fun kind of feeling that response from the crowds, where they're, surprised and excited about the music we're playing.
I wonder about your headspace in writing songs for this record versus other records. Is it a really different process? Are you coming from a different place?
Yeah, I feel like this record lyrically was a little more personal, and kind of, my last couple records, there was more storytelling in that traditional style of folk ballads and bluegrass music, where a lot of times you're working with metaphors and telling these stories, and the songs weren't always as directly related to my own life and experiences. And on this album, it felt like these were songs that kind of lived in a different world that was like a little more personal to who I am. And the lyrical content was more just kind of like how I speak day to day, rather than kind of taking my experience, wrapping it in a metaphor that sounds kind of old timey and maybe like it could be a older song or sang by a bluegrass band. So yeah, I feel like these were all songs. Also, the process took a lot longer. I've been writing these songs for a few years now and just kind of stockpiling them. I didn't really know what this collection of songs was going to turn into. And then over the last year, I felt like I had a completed body of work that kind of told a story and felt like a finished product. But yeah, that took a while to kind of figure out what I was even doing, what I wanted to say, and what songs I wanted to live together on this record.
Well, could we hear another song?
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to do a little guitar switch here. Move to my second guitar. Actually, both of these guitars were built in North Carolina. And so, yeah, I'm going to go to a different tuning now and play a little clawhammer guitar for you all on this next one called That's Gonna Leave a Mark. You make the lobby call at 6 a.m. How do you look so good with no sleep, sugar? Don't mean to stare at you, but damn, I couldn't hide it if I tried to. And I don't want to wait another day, another minute, wondering how you feel. If you're gonna keep your feelings undercover when I come around, I can't deal, I know, I'll regret it later, but you're so good in all the bad ways. Don't try to fix it when you break my heart. Knew when you hit me with your poison dart, that's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna leave a mark. You know it's hot out here at NCW, so why'd you have to bring the heat wave, baby? If I was smarter, I'd up and leave, but I like to play with fire. And I don't want to wait another day, another minute, wondering if it's real. Are you feel what I feel when you come around? Tell me now, what's the deal? What's the deal? I know, I'll regret it later, but you're so good in all the bad ways. Don't try to fix it when you break my heart. Knew when you hit me with your poison dart, that's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna leave a mark. Ooh, you got a certain je ne sais quoi. Ooh, you think you got me right where you want. I'm right where I want. I know, I'll regret it later, but you're so good in all the bad ways. Don't try to fix it when you break my heart. Knew when you hit me with your poison dart, that's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna leave a mark.